When you're famous, there's always a target on your back. And today, we're breaking down some of the wildest times rappers got caught slipping. Tory Lanez got sentenced to 10 years for shooting Megan Thee Stallion. But things got even crazier when he was nearly killed in prison. A guy named Santino Cecile allegedly stabbed him 14 times. No one knows exactly why it happened, but Tory was stabbed in the face, head, and body. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he had to be rushed to the hospital because he couldn't breathe on his own. Somehow, Tory survived and started recovering quickly, which is insane, considering how bad it was. Rumors say the stabbing happened because Tory lost a bet while gambling in prison and didn't pay up. But others believe it's deeper than that. Some sources claim Santino was actually paid by someone outside the prison to take Tory out. Santino is already serving a life sentence for a murder case from 2004. And this isn't the first time he stabbed someone in prison. In 2008, he got 6 more years for stabbing another inmate. And in 2018, guards found a knife in his cell and added 2 more years to his sentence. It's not clear if Santino was really trying to cash in on a hit placed on Tory, but fans are worried that Tory might not make it through 10 years behind bars. Tory's dad is now asking the governor of California to give him a pardon. Meanwhile, Tory's legal team says they have new evidence proving he didn't shoot Megan Thee Stallion. A bodyguard named Bradley James gave a statement saying it was actually Megan's friend, Kelsey Harris, who fired the gun. Kelsey testified in court and said she saw Tory shoot Megan, but now her own bodyguard is saying that's not true. According to Bradley, Kelsey pulled a gun on Megan and Tory stepped in to knock it out of her hand. Tory lost the trial, but a lot of fans believe he was set up. There are even rumors that Roc Nation and Jay-Z paid Tory's team to lose the case. Tory had a lawyer named Sean Hawley, but he fired her halfway through the trial. In 2025, he dropped a new tape and rapped, "You did me dirty, working for my accuser and working for me. All the info I gave her is at Roc. Y'all got my lawyer in your pocket," she's circling teeth. And that's why Megan always talked like jail was certain for me. It's cause y'all paid for them 10 years. Let's keep it honest. Roc Nation manages Megan, and Tory believes they were trying to get him locked up. But his ex-lawyer, Sean Hawley, denied everything and said she's never worked with Roc Nation. Still, a lot of fans think the whole trial was shady, and after almost dying in prison, they're hoping Tory finally catches a break. Then there's Duty Lo. He's connected to Lil Durk and dropped 2 tracks under Durk's label, OTF. But after Durk and his crew got hit with murder-for-hire charges, Duty Lo got caught lacking in Atlanta. No one knows exactly what happened, but cops found him bleeding from a gunshot wound to the leg, and his chain was snatched too. Duty Lo is tight with King Von, and now Quando Rondo's brother is clowning him for getting shot and robbed. Even though Duty Lo wasn't directly involved in the beef that got King Von killed by Quando's friend Lil Tim, he's still considered an op by their side. There are rumors that Duty Lo got set up by a woman, which is how he got caught lacking, but other people say it had something to do with drugs. Back in 2023, Duty Lo revealed that Lil Durk paid over $100K to send him to rehab. Now, some sources claim he might have relapsed. Hopefully, Duty Lo takes some time to heal and move smarter. Most of his crew are already tied up in murder cases, so if something happens again, they might not be around to back him up. Then there's Lil Yee, a rapper from San Francisco, who got caught lacking too, but he didn't give up his jewelry. That's how he ended up getting shot twice in the chest. Lil Yee was in LA recording at a studio in East Hollywood. He probably thought he was safe, but someone came in during the session and told him to hand over his watch. Lil Yee refused, so the shooter popped him twice in the chest. But even after that, the guy didn't get the watch. Lil Yee was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, but he survived and is expected to make a full recovery. Hopefully, next time he just gives up the ice if he's in that kind of situation. His brother Najee Harris plays in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers, so he could easily buy him a new one. Sauce Walka signed a rapper from Memphis named Say So P, and they were hanging out in the city. But what Sauce didn't know was that Saiso had a price on his head. Rumors say Saiso robbed some people in Memphis and they put a hit out on him. In March 2025, some shooters pulled up on Sauce Walka and Saiso P in broad daylight. Sauce got hit in the leg and survived, but Saiso was killed at the scene. According to Sauce, Saiso wanted to step outside their hotel to smoke a blunt. Sauce told him to wait until their security and the rest of the team showed up, but Saiso didn't listen. They went outside anyway, and that's when they got caught lacking. But the story didn't end there. A few weeks after the shooting, one of the alleged shooters was killed in Houston. Sauce is from Houston, and rumors started flying that he had people handle it. After the news broke, Sauce even posted about it on Instagram, but there's no proof he actually put a hit out. OMB Peasy has been dropping new music and trying to level up his career, but he almost lost his life when the ops caught him lacking in North Carolina. Peasy had a show in Raleigh and everything was fine at first, but when he and his team got into their van to leave, someone started shooting. Over 20 shots were fired at the vehicle. The shooters hit 5 cars and Peasy's driver tried to get everyone out fast, But in the chaos, the van crashed into a few cars and ended up in a ditch. If the shooters had walked up on the van, Peasy probably wouldn't have made it out alive. Luckily, no one got hit in that shooting, but it wasn't the first time someone tried to take OMB Peasy out. Back in 2019, Peasy was opening up for Boozy Badazz, and things got wild at the after party. Peasy and his crew decided to dip when they saw someone getting stomped out. But as soon as Peasy stepped outside, someone started shooting, and he got hit in the foot. Then in 2021, Peasy got arrested for allegedly shooting at Roddy Ricch and 42 Doug. They were filming a music video when gunshots went off and 3 people got hit. At first, people thought Peasy had serious beef with Roddy and Doug, but he denied it and said there was no drama. Eventually, the charges were dropped. Peasy isn't the only one who's had issues at Boozy's parties either. In 2025, 3 people were almost killed at a party Boozy threw in Ohio. He was on tour in Akron and had a party at a local club after the show. The club had security at the front, but a shooter allegedly snuck in through a side entrance and started letting off shots. Boozy ducked for cover and 3 other people got hit. The cops don't think Boozy was the target this time, but back in 2020, he got shot in Dallas and almost lost his leg. That didn't stop him though. A few weeks later, he was still throwing parties, rolling around in a wheelchair. Boozy's shows and parties are always wild. In August 2024, 2 people were shot and killed at a show he performed at in Iowa. And way back in 2006, 5 people got hit at another one of his concerts. Now let's talk about Yak Gotti. He was arrested in 2022 in connection with Young Thug's RICO case, and things got rough for him while he was locked up. Yak was already facing serious charges, but in 2024, he picked up even more. In June 2024, Yak and some of his crew reportedly went into another inmate's cell and attacked him using an electrical cord. Yak caught an assault charge for that. Then, a few months later, someone caught him lacking and tried to stab him. The RICO trial was almost over, but Yak had to pause everything and get treated at the hospital. Fulton County Jail in Atlanta is no joke. In 2023 alone, there were over 300 stabbings reported there. Luckily, Yak Gotti survived and finally came home in April 2025. He ended up taking a plea deal but still had to sit in jail for a few more months while everything got. After all the paperwork was sorted out, fans were worried that Yak Gotti might get stabbed again, but thankfully that didn't happen and he's finally free. Yak wasn't the only one in the Young Thug RICO case who got stabbed though. In 2023, Young Thug's friend Shannon Stillwell, also known as SB, was stabbed multiple times by a guy named Willie Brown. SB had to be taken to the hospital, and the RICO trial was delayed while he recovered. While YSL took some hits during all the jail drama, they were still applying pressure on their enemies at the same time. Young Thug was beefing with Atlanta rapper YFN Lucci, and some YSL members allegedly tried to take Lucci out while he was fighting his own case. A YSL member named Set Trip reportedly chased Lucci down and tried to kill him, but Lucci fought him off. At first, news reports claimed Lucci got jumped in his cell, but later, it started to look way more suspicious. Lucci and Set Trip were supposedly the only 2 inmates out of their cells at the time. That made a lot of people think the guards might have helped YSL set Lucci up. Lucci already knew there was a bounty on his head and tried to get moved out of Fulton County Jail, but YSL got to him first. Luckily, Lucci survived. In 2025, he was released after serving 4 years on gang-related charges. Then there's Tay K, one of the wildest stories in the rap game. Even after getting locked up for murder, the drama didn't stop. Tay K was sentenced to 55 years in 2019 for 1 murder, but he still had another trial coming up for the killing of a man named Mark Saldivar. Before the trial even started, Tay K showed up in court with a massive scar on his neck, and the pictures went viral. Everyone online started saying he got stabbed in the neck, but no one really knows what happened. The judge even asked Tay K about it in court and told him he could speak to a deputy privately if he wanted to explain how he got cut.
Oh, yes it is.
Do you guys need that address?
Like an issue, yeah.
Do y'all need that address with the deputy or anything?
No, ma'am. It's years old.
But Tay K didn't snitch. He told the court he'd had that scar for years. There was also a rumor going around that he stabbed a guard in jail and got more time added to his sentence. But Tay K said that story was fake. He claimed the media was just trying to make him look bad, especially while he was working on appealing his first murder conviction. Unfortunately, Tay K's appeal didn't work. And even if it had, it wouldn't have changed much. In 2025, he was found guilty of murdering Mark Saldivar and got hit with another 80 years on top of his previous sentence. Now let's talk about NBA YoungBoy. He's made it through a lot of dangerous situations in the streets, but one of his wildest close calls came from someone he knew personally, one of his baby mamas. YoungBoy has a child with Yaya Mayweather, daughter of boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. Their relationship didn't last, and things turned violent when Yaya ended up stabbing another one of Youngboy's baby mamas, a woman named LaPatra Jacobs. It all went down at a house in Texas where Youngboy and LaPatra were staying. Yaya showed up unexpectedly and started arguing with LaPatra. Things escalated fast. Yaya grabbed a couple of knives from the kitchen and stabbed her. Youngboy told the cops that he tried to kick Yaya out of the house and blamed his security team for letting the whole thing happen in the first place.
Did say she was in the car. You my security! You my security!
No. You also said that she got out.
She got out. I done woke up by then. When I woke outside, she on my front porch.
Yaya broke down crying while the cops were questioning her. She claimed that LaPatra hit her first, which is why she grabbed the knives. The police also cuffed NBA Youngboy and took him in, but he told them he didn't want to make a statement. He did say, though, that LaPatra didn't do anything wrong. Yaya was acting wild, and honestly, Youngboy is lucky he didn't get stabbed too. Even after all the drama, Youngboy still stood by Yaya. She even popped up in one of his music videos in 2025. Now let's talk about Blueface. He's been making headlines for wild behavior throughout his career, but he still got caught slipping once, at a boxing gym of all places. Blueface was training for a fight when some random guy walked in off the street and said he was going to kill him. His trainer tried to break things up, but Blueface started swinging first. He landed a few punches, but then the guy pulled out a knife and stabbed Blueface in the leg. Luckily, the wound wasn't too serious. It was bad enough that his fight had to be canceled because he couldn't heal in time. In 2024, Blueface got hit with a 4-year sentence for violating his probation. And in 2025, rumors started flying that he was getting extorted in prison. Some jailhouse photos came out showing Blueface with crazy tattoos all over his face. Fans were worried someone was forcing him to get inked up, but Blueface's manager, Whack 100, spoke up and said it wasn't like that. According to him, Blueface got the tattoos by choice and no one's pressing him inside. Now for 6ix9ine, one of the most controversial rappers in the game. He's hated by a lot of people, so it wasn't a shock when he got caught lacking at an LA Fitness. 3 guys who the cops say were part of the Latin Kings gang jumped him and beat him down. The whole thing was caught on video. 6ix9ine ended up with injuries to his jaw, ribs, and back. In 2025, he sued LA Fitness for over $1 million, saying they didn't protect him or call the police when he got attacked. But chances are he won't see a dime from that lawsuit. Even if he does win, it won't help much. Back in 2021, a judge ordered him to pay $10 million to a dancer who got hit in the head with a bottle during one of his past incidents.